Hi, my name is Claddy and today let's talk about things that we are leaving behind in 2026. 26 things in particular that I won't buy in 2026. I'm not buying them at the moment, or I don't have any intention to purchase them because 2025 is the year of ups and downs. I got a new job and I have to admit that I got a little bit of a lifestyle creep. I purchased more things because I feel like I deserve it, but now I am overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that is located in my house at the moment, and they are everywhere. They take up so much space, and I do want to round myself a little bit to give myself space and time to think what do I actually need in life. So I want to make a video, not like, oh, this is an introduction to a low buy or a no buy. I cannot guarantee that with whatever I'm going through at the moment. However, I want to list out things that I would definitely stick to and I won't touch. I won't think about purchasing them. I won't have any plan to acquire them in my life. Let's start with the first one. I have a list right here with me. Lip products. I have purchased how many? I will put a number like right here in the screen to tell you the number of lip products that I purchased in 2025, and it's more than 10, I can guarantee you. And it feels like I have been purchasing the same lip products. It's a glossy brown or mauve lip product. It could be a lip gloss, it could be a lip balm or a lip oil, and they all have the same color. And I was like, do I need all of them? So it's definitely my plan this year to cut down my lippy purchases because I know that it could get overwhelmed sometimes. It's a relatively cheap product compared to like other products within a range or within a collections that a brand could release, so it's easy to just purchase a lip gloss. But I don't need all of them, and I definitely will hold myself back and hold myself accountable for the number of lippies that I buy this year. Number 2, brow products. I have tried out quite a few brow products throughout the years, and I came to a conclusion that my favorite brow product is the Caradium brow pencil. It's a simple oval tip brow pencil in the shade dark gray. It's a dark gray, and it matches my hair so perfectly. So from now on, I will continue to purchase that brow product, and that will be the only brow product I use. I don't need to try out any other product because they don't suit my purpose. I want to use a not so fine tip brow pencil. It's thick enough, it's fast enough to use, and it lasts me for a few months. So on top of anything, it's quite affordable, so I can continue to repurchase it without the guilt of, oh, I have to buy so many of them, or they're just too expensive, or I'm running out of my favorite eyebrow pencil, because I can purchase maybe like 2-3 of them, or I can purchase like 2 shades of that brow pencil. But overall, I want to put a stop to this conundrum of constantly wanting to rebrand my brow journey, but deep down I know that that's the only way that I could be. I love that eyebrow pencil, and I will continue to purchase it for the rest of my life? Question mark? But you know what I mean. This is a good one. K Beauty Sparkly Eyeshadows. I don't know why I had so high hope for these sparkly eyeshadows from Korean beauty brands. They turn out to be quite disappointing in general. Like, they are not bad, but they are not the full impact sparkly, glittery, scatter light effect kind of product that you would imagine. For example, Cleona, or what is one of my favorite one, the Australis one. Those can give you an impeccable, gorgeous, so sparkly eye look. K-beauty is different though, like they like more subtle look, so I shouldn't go for the brands that I know won't provide me with these products and ask them to blow my mind. Well, then that's not gonna happen. So throughout the years I have learned that K-beauty, the mattes are really, really good, impeccable, so blendable, so subtle, easy to build up. But the shimmer shades, they are lackluster at best. So I will buy a palette from a K-beauty brand, because the mattes, if I think the selection is really nice, sometimes they will have a few shimmer shades in the palette that I couldn't help, but I won't purchase a palette and asking for beautiful sparkly eyeshadows from K-beauty brand, because that destroys the purpose of what K-beauty stands for. So yeah, I won't waste money on that fantasy in my mind anymore. In a similar vein, K-beauty products and hope for pigment. Like I said, that is a different aesthetics to what we have known in the US, in the UK, in Australia. We want more pigment, I would assume, but everything K-beauty related is so subtle, like you have to actually like build it up. So I can still purchase some K-beauty products. This is not a message to Boy Scout or Korean beauty and makeup products. It's just a reminder to me that's like I have spent money hoping I would get a different result than what the products are meant for, and it's a delusion, and I need to stop myself from that. From now on, except skincare and hair care, every makeup product from a K-beauty brand, I have to really look into what the product is like, what the claims are, and what I actually expect from product. If it's the pigmented, if the gorgeous vibrant colors, I know that for the fact it's not gonna happen, and I will stop myself from even like think about them or think about purchasing them. This one is a bit generic, but I think, yep, it's gonna round up my approach for makeup this year. Makeup for my fantasy self. I have purchased a lot of makeup this year because I feel like I've been holding myself back from purchasing them for a while, because you know, like I don't have the finance to do it. It's just not the right time for me to have a lot of makeup. But now I feel like I'm an adult with the adult money and with an adult job. Like I should allow myself to have a hobbies, but buying and consuming shouldn't be a hobby. It should be an unavoidable aspect of our life. And there's a version of ourselves that we want to be. We want this thing to be a hobby. We want these things to make our lives a little bit better, a bit more fun, a little bit more energetic. But it shouldn't be the only thing that could dictate how we set out to be the best version of ourselves. And sometimes I mistake the fantasy version of myself for the better version of myself, and I feel like I need more makeup to fulfill that fantasy version of myself. But it's a losing game. Like nobody is gonna win here. I'm gonna buy more makeup, I will feel more FOMO if I couldn't get the new highly viral product on the internet at the moment that everybody is talking about, or I feel like everybody in the world is prettier than I am and I should get more products to make myself prettier. It's tragic. It's so sad that I keep telling myself that story, and in the end more makeup won't help solve that problem. I should stick to what makes me feel pretty. Like, I have some beautiful products in my collection already. Like, I don't need more to make me feel pretty. I have one face. I could only do some looks. I could only wear makeup on some Sundays, so it shouldn't be a pressure for me to fulfill that fantasy version of myself for whatever I imagine I could do with more makeup. Like, I feel more fulfilled reading a book from my favorite author than owning so much stuff like this. So that's something I realized recently, and I'm doing better. I'm doing better thinking about that, and I will put a stop on that this year. Buying things for the realistic and improved version of myself only. Number 6, skincare that I have already had backups of. Skincare is just a tricky game to me. It feels like I'm gonna go through that skincare product, so if I could get one of them on sale, or if I purchase a lot of backups and just store them, well then it's a deal, because you know, like, if you can get them on a discount, you will eventually get to them. But now I ended up with so many backups, so I set a goal for myself. I would go through all of my skincare, maybe keeping only one backup just in case that, like, I want to switch into a different product, because you know, like, it's summer and winter here, so maybe like my skin type will change during the seasons. So maybe keeping one backup so that I have the options, but overall giving myself minimum choices. I don't want to use 3 sunscreens at the same time. Like, I want to finish one up and then move on to another one. That's my goal this year. Okay, we are getting into kind of like lifestyle, fashion, and anything related. We're not talking about makeup and beauty anymore. It's 26 things, so I need to really like venture out into like other aspects in my life. Number 7, bags. I have a soft spot for bags in general, and recently I realized that I purchased so many of them. Like, I do, to be honest, purchase them at the thrift store. Like, sometimes I found a really cute vintage leather bag at the thrift store and it's $20. I think it's worth it to get it, and I got it. I purchased cute tote bags with like little prints on it, and I think they're only a few dollars, and I can definitely use them on my shopping trips, so I got them. But realistically, I'm only here at home half of the time in a month, less than half of the time in a month, because of my work schedule. So I don't even have time to like dress up and style everything around me. So with the number of bags and accessories that I have, I could easily rotate them and be satisfied with whatever I can end up with. So I think narrowing down what bags I want to keep and what else do I need. Like, do I need like a full-blown tote bag that people wear to work? Like, I don't have a 9 to 5 job, I don't have a normal office job, but when I look at them I think they are very fashionable. But do I need them though? So yeah, bags is definitely a category that I want to minimize this year on purchases. Jewelry. With jewelry, I do think that there's a limit to how much I can wear to complement an outfit, so I should think about the practicality of jewelry rather than, oh, this piece is cute, but then I don't know how to style it with whatever outfit that I can put on. And also, I've been really into jewelry making lately, so I purchased some pieces from the thrift store and I redid them, so just like change the styles a little bit, or I took them apart and put them back together, use the material from the thrifted pieces to make new pieces. So I think that's a good practice rather than going to the mall and purchase cheap pieces, because that was my habit. But this year I want to refocus on making the pieces that I really like, and I like natural stone jewelry. I like pearls and amethyst. So if I had a chance to purchase like a change of natural stone necklace, I could turn them into rings, necklaces, bracelets. That would add more value to my collections, and I could see myself wear them more often than just like some cheap pieces of jewelry that I get for $5-10, and I know it will tarnish pretty soon. So definitely will make a promise to myself to nurture that creativity in me, to make more jewelry for myself. And you know, like, just to keep that piece that you know that you made as a gift to yourself is really fulfilling and special, and I think it's more worthwhile than just buying and spending the money. So it's actually the next morning. I still wear the same outfit, but I'm not wearing any makeup right now because I needed to wake up early to run some errands, but I got some time now to continue with the video. So let's talk about number 9, clothes that don't fit me. I have this, once again, fantasy visions of myself that if I lose this much weight, or if I work out and my body gets into a better shape, I could fit in more clothes. Or sometimes I buy clothes that is way too big for me because, oh, I could wear it in a baggier style, or I could, you know, like style it and make it like an oversized shirt or something. But I realized, looking at clothes that don't fit me at all, I don't feel like I present my body in the correct way. So if I have a vision in mind of a certain style that I want to present myself up to, well, then it's okay for me if I could pick like a few pieces that are a little bit oversized. It could be a little bit body shaping. What is the word? Like maybe tightly fit. But if I buy the clothes with the wish that I could be something else, but then it's not serving the purpose of the clothes. Clothes is supposed to fit you, and if you don't feel comfortable wearing it, like I made that mistake so many times that I think clothes are supposed to stay there and wait for a perfect chance for you to fit in them. That's not how it goes with me anymore. Like, I want clothes that actually fits me and looks good on me, and I feel comfortable wearing them. Number 10, very similar to the last point, but I want to highlight the difference here about clothes that I don't care about. I have since thrifted a lot of pieces that I feel like it's really cool, it's really interesting, and because it's affordable at the thrift store, I have accumulated so many items like that. But they are not my style. I'm a bit guilty of being a 26 years old but have not figured out completely what my actual style is. Like, I'm still very experimenting with a lot of styles, a lot of texture, a lot of silhouettes when it comes to my outfits. And I think in a way it's not that bad because I have an affordable approach to what I need to figure out my eventual style. But I have tried so many times not to buy just clothes that I don't care about, but I still have a lot of them in my collections. I try to declutter them from time to time, but it's just the fantasy self-talk again. You have this vision in mind of, oh, I could be this, I could be that, ooh, that I could style this shirt to this pair of pants, or this is a really edgy cool jacket, maybe I could pair it with like a button down shirt. Like, I have so many thoughts like that, but overall I need to calm myself down a little bit, because at the end of the day I look at my closet and I have had moments of not knowing what to wear, although I have plenty and plenty of items. So if I don't really care about that piece of clothing, regardless of the texture of the material, sometimes like I was so sucked into the high quality material that that item could offer, and I was like, it's not really my style, it's not something that I could wear so often, but it's so high quality, so I want that piece just for that very surface level quality index. I want to stop that change reactions. Like, I want to know this is the thing that I could wear very often, and every time I look at it, this is the thing that I wear. It's simple, it's easy to go, and that's what I want to present myself in. Number 12, mugs and cups. I think because they are so affordable, so it's so easy to collect a bunch of mugs and cups in your cabinet. But we don't need more than 2 or 3 mugs or cups, depending on the size, depending on the shapes, and depending on the purpose that you assign to them. You definitely only need a few of them. Like, this is a teacup, that's a cup for coffee, that's a takeaway reusable mug. If you want to get a drink outside, well then you have all of them already. So I need to stop thinking about, oh, it must be so cute to have this little cup, and because like aesthetics wise they are very, very adorable, all of the designs, all the fruits, and cool stained glass effect on one of my mug. Like, I got really hooked into getting that one just because it has a cool design, but I don't need them. Like, we have purchased so many items in this days and age because it looked good. It doesn't serve the purpose like it used to do anymore. We get so many things right now because we have this disposable income that allows us to have access to these things, not because we need them, but because we want them. We want to have a stash. And I have a soft spot for mugs and cups because I think I can use them and they are not expensive. But how many times a week that I drink coffee or tea? No, like most of the time I need a tall glass for water, and that's all. So definitely not gonna buy like the trinkets item anymore this year. hopefully it goes well, because I mean, oh, I don't know, okay, I have to forget about those cute things. They're not good for me. Number 12, takeaway coffees, also instant coffees. I don't say that I buy coffee a lot. When I'm at work, we have the coffee stations, we have the coffee machine, so we basically get coffee for free when I'm at work, but I'm trying to cut down my caffeine consumptions. It has been really successful, I would say, when I'm at work, because I'm trying the intermittent fasting. So usually I won't have anything for breakfast. I'll wait until 12 or 11 some days to have my first meal of the day. So during that time, I know that I was fasting, so I didn't have any coffee, because yeah, I usually add some milk in the coffee and it has some calories in it. So I've been doing very well with my coffee intake, and both takeaway coffees and instant coffee or any caffeine consumptions is a no-go for me this year, because now that I learned about so many adverse health effects of caffeine, and it wears out your functionality, it's not really helping you with your cognitive ability and your focus span as well. So this year for me, coffee is a no-go, yeah. And if I let myself to the point of caffeine addiction, that is so bad. So I want to take the actions right now. So I will still, this is me making a very honest acclamation here. I have a supply of coffee from Vietnam. Like every time I go back to Vietnam, my mom would buy like 2 kilos of coffee for me, and it will last me a year. And that's how long I think I should be able to store my coffee. So I feel like that's okay. But other than that, no, I'm not gonna buy any more coffee from the shop. On top of that, paying $5-6 for a takeaway coffee, I feel like it's just too expensive. It's just not my journey. I could have 1 or 2 coffee a week, but that's all. Like, I need to save money in this case. This one is obvious, but it's less obvious than you think when you think of like my working conditions at the moment. Alcohol. I made a promise to myself that I'm not gonna drink a drop of alcohol until the rest of my life, and I haven't had any drink for 2 years already. And before that, like, my alcohol consumption was already very minimal. I don't feel any pressure right now that every time I hang out with my workmates at the tavern at my mining village, there's no part of me that feel like I have to fit in. When these guys, they get 4 or 5 cans of beer and I need to get one just to fit in, I'll get a Diet Coke, and that's all. Because there's no point in your life that you should consume any amount of alcohol. We do BAC testing every morning going to work. So in the mining industries, I mean, maybe we have more strict regulations in WA. It should be a 0 when you do that test in the morning. So why would you put yourself in tricky situations if you drink at work and then you wake up the next morning and there's still some blood alcohol in your body? That would be a no-go for me. Knowing that there's so many bad health effects on your body from the long term, and I want to be a mother someday, so I won't even like risk a chance of doing that thing to my body. Like, I want to cut it down immediately and completely. I think it's a good boundary for me to set that, oh, I'm gonna cave in, I'm gonna drink one beer, or I can have one cocktail a month or something. That's a no-go for me. Like, I don't think I would want to risk that chance of becoming a mother for that not even good tasting drink. It tastes a little bit bad, and usually it's because of the social pressure that you need to get a drink. I don't need that in my life. I don't feel ashamed, I don't feel embarrassed or anything. I get a Diet Coke, and if they feel like I don't try to fit in, and if they don't want to include me, well then, okay, I think I live in solitude long enough to know that I don't really need to hang out with those people who try to pressure me into getting a drink. I mean, nobody has ever pressured me into getting a drink, but they would ask me, oh, so you never drink in my life? Oh yeah, I just want to be honest with them that I choose not to drink, and that's the best way that I could do to myself at the moment. Next item, I got instant noodles or ramen. I am an Asian, so I love instant noodles. But since I started tracking my calories every time I look at an instant noodle package, I realized, dang, it has so many calories per weight. I think yesterday we checked and we realized that in a 350 gram package of instant noodle, there are 700 or like 650 calories. 90% of that is from carbs and fat. It's like minimum amount of protein, and I would assume that's not even like healthy carbs and fat for your body. So I make a promise to myself that I will cut down on my instant noodle consumptions. I have so many packages in my cupboard right now because I love them. Every time I see one flavor that I like and it's on sale, I need to grab it. But I'm gonna hold myself back. If I want the feeling of noodles, I can get the freshly made noodles that you can buy in like smaller quantity at an Asian grocery store, but the instant pre-packaged one, it has a lot of like saturated fat in it, and the main ingredient is wheat flour and potato starch, so it's like highly starchy and carby and insanely calorically dense, and I don't want to touch that thing anymore now that I know, okay, my daily intake is this many calories. If I eat that package, wow, it would take up most of, or even like half of my daily intake, and I wouldn't able to consume other foods to make up for the unhealthiness that I have just put in to my body. So I will cut down on it. I won't stop cold turkey in the case, because it's a part of my culture, it's a part of my childhood, and I like the taste of those instant noodle packages. But if I can't, I will stop buying as many as I used to. Granola. I am always tempted to buy a package of granola in the store because for me it's such an easy breakfast. Some granola, some yogurt, some fruit on top, a little bit of peanut butter and honey. It's a quick breakfast options to me. But since I learned how to make granola, it's just so much more easy than I thought it would. You just have to mix a lot of ingredients together. You can add any sort of nuts, dry food, fresh food, peanut butter, honey, dates, any sweetener that you like. You can make it less sweet or more sweet, but you can control the process of what you are making and adding into your granola. It's not gonna be as presentable. Like sometimes I burn it and my granola, like there was one batch that looked a bit burnt, but it tastes pretty good. Like if you have never tried store-bought granolas, when trying the homemade one doesn't feel like it's so far off from the one that you can purchase in store. So I think granola is just one example. I would try to do as many homemade foods and store them as I can, and then I can use them in rotations and just like slowly going through them, and I can make another batch later. But granola is really simple to make, and other types of food as well. Like if you just look into the recipe and you just don't have to follow that one strictly, you can like freestyle it a little bit. Everything will be easier than you think. Cooking is not that hard if you put in some time and some effort to do some research, and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to make it as good as the restaurant versions or the supermarket version. I mean, give yourself a lot of leeway to test and experiment and fail a couple of times until you can perfect your recipe. That's my takeaway. Number 16, it summarizes what I've just said about granola. I won't be buying any hyper-processed foods next year or this year. I filmed this in 2026. It has been an eye-opening journey for me. When I started to do a lot of exercise, I do circuit training right now, and I got back into swimming. I feel really good about myself, and I realized in junction to exercise, tracking calories is really helpful with my goal of building muscles and losing a bit of fat. Not knowing what inside your food is the biggest obstruction in my journey to achieve that goal. So my focus this year is to eat as much whole foods as possible, greens, vegetables, fruits, some simple solid cuts of meat, things that are like less seasoned, and focus on knowing how much calories and exactly what you have eaten. That's gonna be my main focus this year. I can still buy some processed food, like some canned food, canned tomato, for example, canned beans. I think those are kind of a gray area because it's still processed, but at least there are fewer ingredients in those kind of products, you know what I mean? And you know that the additives is minimal. They don't try to hide the fact that there's going to be a lot of like empty calories in this container, and we just want to cover it by the fact that it tastes really good. Keeping it simple, keeping it realistic, still give myself some space, some exceptions if I feel like eating something like tuna, for example. Like I really like canned tuna. I don't think it's that bad, but mainly snacks and lollies, like you don't know what's in it, and it's just the complications of there's so many ingredients, and it will have different little effects on your body that you cannot control. So yeah, that's my kind of theory on like how you should eat more whole foods, because you know it's simple for your body to digest. We are moving on from food for a little bit, and let's talk about technology. I won't buy a new phone this year. This is interesting because last time there was a configuration issue with my SIM card, so I went to the network provider, Optus, to get it sorted out. And then the staff member that helped me with the service, he asked me, oh, you are buying this protection package so that you can upgrade your phone anytime you would like you pay about like $10 a month for this service, but you haven't tried it, you haven't used it at all. Do you have any intentions to upgrade your phone or to change your phone and get a new one? I was like, I got my phone about a year ago and I'm still paying for it. Yeah, under a payment plan for 3 years. But he was like, oh, it doesn't matter, you can change your phone over anytime. It reminds me how easily accessible phones are right now, and it was eye-opening because I got my phone for over a year. I still have 2 years left on the payment plan. I don't have any intentions to purchase a new phone, but I think for some people it's just their annual ritual to change over a new phone as soon as one comes out. It's not normal. This is not normal. Phones are luxury. If you go to any third world country, I can say that because I'm from Vietnam, it's getting more affordable, but it's not that affordable. We should normalize that. So my goal is to keep using this phone. I'm not thinking about getting any other phone. And in the grand scheme of things, you realize that we have tried so hard to reduce our screen time. So any excuse for me to stop using my phone or to reduce my phone usage is a good excuse and is a good plan for me to stick to. So I don't need a better phone for me to have to spend more time on it. That's ridiculous, and I don't want that. I don't want to stick my face on the phone every single time in the day or every single day. I got new headphones for item 18, but actually I want to generalize it. Any unnecessary tech appliances. I think I have indulged myself in the idea of being a little bit more tech savvy. Oh, I need to have this thing, I need to have that thing so that I can be cool and I can do a lot of work on my own. I could edit my video better, but it's not the thing that you buy could make you better. Like utilizing whatever you have, or if you can thrive in adverse conditions, you lack of the resources, but you can still function the same ways, I think is admirable. So I don't need a new pair of headphones because I already have one, and that's the only one that I could use at the time. So I don't need the options in that case. I could use that one until it's broken, I can replace it. But it's just unnecessary to have like so many options lying in front of you when you know that there's one that is my favorite and I will go for that one. I have to admit, I bought a smart watch. It is a health fitness tracker recently. It's a Samsung Verse 3 or something. Inspire 3, I don't remember the name exactly, but it's because I want to track my workout. I've been doing like I told you, circuit training and also swimming. So I want to know, like, for the time that I spend doing exercise, how much calories that I burned, and how it, like, relatively how it helped with my fitness goal and my weight goals. So I think it's okay because this is a new tool in my life that would change the face of what I want to do with my body, and I need that assistance because my knowledge and my sense of self wouldn't be adequate to track that. So I think this device is it's a It's a luxury once again. I don't really need it, but it helps me for these new goals that I have set to myself. So I feel okay with the decisions. I bought a set of keyboard and computer mouse for my work because it's just more convenient to have that Bluetooth connected set when I'm at work, to connect them directly to my laptop, so it's just easier to like move it around if I get to a meeting room, so you don't need to bring the cord with you. So I think those items are okay because they help me at work and in my life. But anything else, like I won't buy a new iPad. What else? I couldn't think of any, but in general those are expensive, and if I don't need them, it's gonna be a huge chunk of money wasted, and I'm all about not wasting my money. Number 20. Is it 20? No, 19. Not 20 yet. Travel. It's convoluted. That's a great word. I need to use that word more often. We always need some relaxation time, some time to rest out of work, after work, and in between work. That's understandable. But traveling is never on my list of things to do to help myself escape from the fact that this line of work is not for me forever. I want to remind myself that I'm not going to do this forever. I want to do something new in my life, and I'm waiting for that chance to come, and I will make it happen. Like, I'm working on that goal to venture out into a new occupation that I know is more true to my heart. So I like to travel. I'd like to travel to places that inspire me to do my work. You know, like that's dream job of mine, not this one. So I don't like to travel just to rest. I want to continue to working, and as soon as I can change my life to the next chapter and I can do what I actually want to do, I become the version of myself that I want to do, well then I could allow myself to travel places that inspire me to work, or that remind me that the choices that I made for my career is really good, is really satisfactory. I don't like to travel just to forget that I have work the next week. And I try to think of a vacation. I saved a little bit of money this year starting this new job, so I was thinking, oh, maybe I should treat myself a trip. I couldn't think of any location that I want to go to rest. I want to go to places that make me want to work, because that's my belief system. I want to work on something that makes my life fulfill. And vacation is just not in my bingo card this year. Like I think I make it very clear, because I don't feel like traveling would help me with my life goals at the moment. So yeah, it's very expensive. Flight tickets. I had a trip coming up to Vietnam for my friend's wedding, also for the Lunar New Year holiday. So that's different because that's homecoming. So it doesn't count as a vacation to me. Like, it puts a lot of stress on me thinking about a trip to Vietnam is always. But traveling is strange. Like, people love travel, just not me. Number 20, beauty services and devices. I'm a huge fan of beauty. I love makeup, I love skincare, I love hair care, I love taking care of myself. But I have never had my nails done. And I never, maybe like once or twice when I had like a primary school, secondary school concert, I had my makeup done professionally. But other than that, I don't wear makeup for those reasons, and I don't mind doing those things for myself. I think it's good that you treat yourself with beauty services, going to the salon, getting your hair done, getting your makeup done, lash extensions, facial, or you buy those like highly expensive LED masks to help with your skin. That's okay. I mean, it's your money. There's no way that I could judge how you spend your money, because you probably make more money than I do, but I just don't think doing those things would help with my self-esteem. At the end of the day, we do those things to make ourselves feel good about ourselves. And I feel like working out my life goals and my career goals, becoming who I want to become, is much more fulfilling than looking good or pretending that I look good, although you know that deep down you don't look this way. This is not you. It's so much money and effort and time to get to the point that you don't even look like yourself, and it's just not what I want to approach my life. So yeah, I'm tempted to get one of those like devices to help out with my hyperpigmentation, to help out with like my wrinkles, although I'm 26. You know, like anti-aging therapies are over the place right now, and sometimes you don't know where to trust. So I will continue to focus on my skincare and makeup and hair care, because those are more realistic to me and just more accessible, more affordable to my lifestyle at the moment. I feel like this video is quite long already, and this is the third time that I have to sit down and continue on with the video. Anyway, let's continue with some of the things that I plan not to buy in 2026. Next would be concert tickets. For the time being, at the moment right now as I speak, I don't have a favorite artist. And the thing is, if you don't have a favorite artist, it seems like going to any concert, regardless of how trendy, how hot hits the artists are, wouldn't be true to my identity. Like, I would like to go to concert and to enjoy the atmosphere if I really like their music. I used to love Imagine Dragons, and it was one of my dreams to go to their concerts, but I think I've changed. I grew up, it was a few years ago. I still like a lot of their songs, but I won't get out of my way to go to their concert, not that I can think of right now. And it's very similar to other artists as well. I do love their work, but it doesn't mean that I have to buy an expensive ticket. Concert tickets, we have to admit that they are expensive, and there's a lot of time and work, a lot of preparations for you to go to those concerts as well. So yeah, it's just not on my list this year to fall in love with an artist and wanting to go to see their performance, because if I like them, if I adore their music, I could just listen to them on Spotify. Impulsive thrift purchases. I am a huge fan of thrifting. I go to op shops every single time that I am here at home. However, I do have a feeling that at times I have purchased a lot of things that I don't really need. It could be either some pieces of clothing that I mentioned that are not really for me, but I think they are cool for the time being, or they are larger or smaller than my size at the moment, and I want to eventually fit in them, or like change myself, change my style a little bit to fit into them. It could be the mugs and cups that I talked about. some kitchen utensils, some kitchenware, all the things that is cute, decorative that I can put around my home. I feel like I had a tiny bit of a bad habit of accumulating things like that I think is gonna make my house cute but not necessarily functional to the house. So it's definitely my goal this year is that I will allow myself to go to thrift stores because I think it's such a therapeutic journey for me. Just going to somewhere that I know I can get things that are affordable, and I know it's more sustainable if I shop that way, but I don't need to buy every single thing. If I see something cute, I could let it at the back burner for a little while and I could go back in a later week, or if I couldn't get it and somebody else snatch it, it's okay because things, they come and go. It's a thing that you do with your life, and whatever you can make into a permanent habit in your life that matters. That's my opinion at the moment. Impulsivity is not on my list this year, I guarantee. We are getting closer to the end. I put gym membership. I never had gym membership in my life, but because I do FIFO, I spend half of the time at work and half the time at home. When I'm at my work, there is a gym there with personal trainers. There's some fitness instructors that organize a lot of exercise classes that I could go to. All the equipment is there, so I am sorted when I'm at work. When I'm at home, I feel like I would like to carry on that fitness routine, and I have thought about, I definitely consider the possibility of me signing off for a gym membership when I'm at home, but the exercise that they advise me to do at work, it has nothing to do with the fancy equipment. It's all just weight, dumbbells, kettlebells, mats. There's so many things that you could do with your own body weight. And now at home, my boyfriend, he has some training weights as well. They are functional enough for me to complete my circuit training. So it's the fantasy of going to the gym is misleading me right now to think of signing up for a membership, but I don't really need that if I want to exercise. It's the fact that I need to exercise, I need to get myself down to do a full circuit training exercise. That's the thing that is the most important. It's not, it has to be a place, you have to be there with someone that could tell you what to do, and you need to get on these fancy equipment. It's not that, it's you making the actual effort to do the exercise. So now that I have some experience with all that at work, I could incorporate it with my exercise at home, and I don't need that. We have a gym in our complex and we have a swimming pool, so if I eventually want to do something a little bit more intricate, I could go to the gym. Like I don't need to spend money on a separate membership because it's not really worth it when you think about, oh, I have that free thing at work and I have the free utility at my complex that I already paid money for. But then, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to spend that extra money on a gym membership. Next thing, home decor. I think I briefly mentioned it already in one of the items, but I don't remember exactly where I put it. But this year I will stop buying things that are just cute. They have to serve a purpose. If they are sitting on a shelf and just be there, but then what's the point? I will give myself some leeway here to get something that, well, I actually really enjoy it. Like I like Jurassic Park, the franchise. I really love it. So if I find like a picture frame, for example, like a Jurassic Park picture frame at the thrift store, but then it's a picture frame, yeah, and it serves a purpose, so I would definitely get it. But I have other things at my house already that are here for the display purposes or only, and I don't need to collect more things, you know what I mean? So whatever I have right now, I know that I like them and I can continue to keep them that way. But anything else that I don't find a purpose for, I will try to declutter, and I will try my best not to bring extra to my house. Ooh, second to last, I will set a goal for myself to stop buying takeaways and try to eat at home often. So cutting down eating out expenses. This is tricky because me and my boyfriend, we have a date night ritual that I fly out from work to be back in Perth on Tuesday afternoon, like Tuesday afternoon evening, and on Wednesday we're gonna go out for a little date night. We could go get ice cream, maybe we have dinner, we're going to do an activity together, and most of the time, if you think about it, that's twice a month that we give ourselves a budget. Also, we set up this special occasion for us to eat out and just to enjoy a dating experience like we used to. Now that we live together, like, it's fading away a little bit, and it's a bit sad, on top of the fact that I have to be away half the time for work. So I would think about it that way, that oh, this is the budget, but outside of that I don't want to do any takeaways or eat out at all, because that is expensive. Like last night we went to a fish and chip restaurant because my dad was visiting, and we just wanted to take him out to try some fish and chips. Like, he's Vietnamese and I don't think that he has tried fish and chips in his life. So we went there, and a serve of fish and chips is $34, 34 Australian dollars. That is crazily expensive when you can get a fresh cut of fish, take it home, grill it, buy some chips at Woolies, and it's gonna cost you like half the price, I would guarantee you. So knowing that eating out, dining out, it's for the experience rather than the food, but then you shouldn't focus your entire diet around takeaways and not home cooked meal like that. So I will try my best, but you know, we have this routine that we do every second Wednesday, so we're gonna stick to that. But we don't have to really go to restaurants. We can still do some activity outside, we can go to the movie and then get home and cook dinner. So that is a theory, trying to minimize any food that is not home cooked to save money. That's my actual reasons why I don't want to eat out that often. Finally, this is very important, that's why I put it last, and it's a bit generic, but it's very important. That's the most important item, the most important category that I want to reflect on this year. Any item that I am influenced to buy is either via an ad, or I saw someone on the internet that currently owns it and I want to do the same thing, or I saw a friend, I saw a relative, an acquaintance owning it and immediately thinking of getting it. I will put a stop on that, because that is not my life. People putting things on the internet for a reason. They want you to see it, and I don't know what intention that they have behind the post. And it's like doing a disservice for myself if I try to live up with that kind of lifestyle. We don't have the same lifestyle. Half of my life is not even here. Like, I don't have my life half the time, and I'm struggling with that. I'm at work, I'm wearing repetitive sets of high vis, and that's it, because that's my uniform, and it's good, it works because I'm at work. When I'm here, I want to live my life. I want to wear the clothes that I feel comfortable in. I want to prioritize doing things, making things, creating things, rather than buying things and dressing up for the internet. So I don't care about influencers or people that get me hooked into buying things anymore, because it's gonna make my self-esteem worse. Like, I would feel tremendously worse and worse about my life because I could never live up to those standards, because they are always pretty, they're always rich, they're always successful, they are so perfect every time they get out, they have their life together. Well, then, did I not have my life together? So it's one thing to reflect on how your life is going, whether you have led yourself in the right directions. Another thing is to have this false image of everybody on the internet who's doing way better than you are. Yeah, and I hope it's a good conclusion to this video. Those are the things that I will not be buying, and if I'm not buying them at the moment, I will never ever think of getting onto them this year. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, I'm Cloudy, and hopefully we'll see each other again. Bye.